Good afternoon, Patriots. How is everybody doing today? We have got an awesome show lined up for you today. There's a bunch of stuff going around, and we've got, the DNC was in on it with Mueller, and we're gonna have some good conversations around that. And there was some interesting things said by our ex-president Barack Hussein Obama, and I think it's very interesting stuff. So, and we're gonna maybe quickly just give you guys something to nibble on in regards to some of the possible attacks that we've been seeing out there, and I think it needs to be addressed a little bit. But I've got a lot more. And we'll do a lot more later, but we're just gonna kind of just touch the tip of the iceberg a little bit and just give you guys a quick heads up as to what I think is going on. Just so you know, it is 104 on the East Coast. It is April 8th, 2019. This should be a good show. Buckle up. And I've got my partner in justice, Shady Grooove. Shady, welcome to the show. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, sir. Happy Monday to all you wonderful Patriots out there. Hope everyone enjoyed their weekend and got a little bit of rest, because I have a feeling that this week is going to be a go-getter.
Yep. And you know what, Shady, we've got something really cool for you guys out there in YouTube and checking it out. And Periscope, this will not apply to you. But if you catch us Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, for the Matrixxx Groove Hour, or hours. It seems like we can never do an hour.
However long it takes.
Right? I think we're going to have to change it to the Matrixxx Groove Show. But I want to give you guys a quick heads up that, guess what? Shady, why don't you tell them?
You want me to tell them?
Yeah, we got to start getting calls in now, right?
If you want to put the number up there, I would like to let you guys know that we do now have an open line for call-ins. Guys, if you would like to call us and comment about something or what we're talking about or anything in general, we're going to open up the lines to you guys.
Yep, and we're probably going to get some haters and stuff like that, but you know what? That's okay.
That's what we want.
Because we're here to talk about it. We have nothing to hide. We've got truth on our side. And, I want to just quickly play you something really quick. And this is from, let me go to my Windows. So write that number down, mods, and keep dropping it in for everybody. It's 610-Q-Lounge. And that's 610-756-8643. So check it out if you can, and give us a call. And Shady, you let me know when we start getting some calls, but I think maybe at the bottom of the hour we'll start taking them. So get in. Get your spot in line now. Give us a call, 610-756-8643. All right, so we got that. I'm going to cruise over to here. By the way, don't forget to go to intheMatrixxx with 3x's.com/Q posts. When Q starts posting, they will be live, folks. And we've got a great search engine there. Webmaster Q has been doing some great work, and there's improvements every day.
Q's been giving us a little bit of time to get some other stuff done.
Yeah, I think I think the Q team is allowing us to figure out who's who and what's what, and they are exposing themselves. And I'm going to show you a little bit why. So here we go. This is Hussein Obama over with his over there in Berlin. When he met over there with Merkel. Let's go ahead and just listen to it real quick.
And this is no different. And by the way, it's going to get worse with AI, because you're going to start seeing, if you think fake news is bad now, what you're going to start seeing is the ability to duplicate people's speech and figures, so that it's distinguishing what's true and what's not is going to become even more difficult.
And he turns his back on you, right? And it's very interesting.
As he lies to you.
As he lies to Germany and you and everybody else, whoever's, dealing with this guy, right? So what, let me just see if I got is it this one? Nope. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to oh yeah. So this is the shadow government. Barack Obama arrives in Berlin to meet with Angela Merkel in private. Former U.S. President Barack Obama traveled to Berlin on Friday to meet with the chancellor at her in her office in private. So Merkel's spokeswoman, Stefan Siebert, defended the meeting as a standing operating procedure and said that she has met repeatedly with ex-heads of states of government with whom she's worked together closely and well for a time. So, quote, here's what they said. He said the meeting has no implications for the current German-U.S. relations, asked whether it was a signal to President Donald Trump, with whom Germany has sometimes complicated relationships. Siebert replied, "I would firmly reject that impression." I'm sure. Okay, so that's interesting. There they are right now. U.S. President Hussein waves with Angela Merkel, and as they leave the chancellery after a meeting in Berlin. This is the Obama arrival in Berlin. You know, he's got his own little, you know, I'm sure we're paying for all that too, right? All
And
this.
I noticed that the he's not tweeting or saying anything to defend his vice president
That's right.
at
That's
all. They have been relentlessly attacking Joe Biden for the last week and a half, which I'm not really opposed to.
right.
But you would think that
How about POTUS'
someone,
pinned tweet?
yeah, we showed that on the lounge on Friday night. It's
Oh
so
my
great.
God.
And but you would think that, you know, someone who called Joe Biden his best friend of his whatever, of the big brother of his life, whatever he said, you would think that he would come to the defense of him, but he has not.
Right, absolutely. And I just want to, you know, point you back to that video now, right? Regarding this guy, right? And let's listen to this one more time.
What you're going to start seeing is the ability to duplicate people's speech and figures so that it's distinguishing what's true and what's not is going to become even more difficult.
So in this movement, we're having a little bit of an issue because people are actually buying into an attack on me. And this is the video that they're saying that is me from this Lemming Daycare. I mean, who would name their channel Lemming Daycare? And it says Trump is not the savior of the people. In fact, the whole system of government here in the USA is nothing more than an elaborate dog and pony show. It's a bread and circus, fame for ugly people and the illusion of choice, etc. I'm totally MAGA, always have been. This was after the election. I voted for President Trump, and I would never say anything like this. But let me show you. They think that this is me because of a voice. And the Glenn Harmon guy, the guy that looks like Carvel on acid, says that apparently I released my picture too, and he's got that. But they didn't release that because they don't have my picture because this isn't me. And I want you guys to make your mind up. Does this sound like me?
On 9/11 thus far has been nothing but lies and misdirection. In addition to being friends with 9/11 perp Rudy Giuliani, Trump has focused on the limited hangout and misdirection angle of Saudi Arabia, which is what gatekeepers, disinfo agents, and the media focuses on, ignoring the huge elephant in the room.
All right, so that's it. So we're ignoring the huge elephant in the room. It does sound a little bit like me. I mean, I guess, but it's not me. And I hope that people here understand that that is not me.
Well, they're getting pretty desperate whenever they're going to try and find. I was noticing some of what they were doing the other night. They were playing with the speed of the video. They were trying to get it to match your voice. It's interesting that you're that important, my friend.
Right. And let's see,
Sighting of a plane flying into the World Trade Center was stopped near the temporary command post.
Now, mind you, I lost
It proved
70
to be
people
rented
in
to a group
9/11
of ethnic
friends.
Middle Eastern people who did not speak English. Fearing that it might be a truck bomb, the NYPD immediately evacuated the area, called out the bomb squad, and detained the occupants until a thorough search was made.
So that's who they're saying is me, guys. So I wanted to give you my voice. Here I am right here. A thorough, I mean, what did he say? I mean, if you want me to say what he says, this person, that's fine, but it's not me. So then, you know, remember Q posted about the MAGA coalition and pointed out that Seb Gorka's wife was also on the MAGA coalition. So here is Gorka as a never-Trumper. Okay, Sebastian Gorka, now a fierce defender of Trump, once said he had no depth and was full of bluster. So he supported Cruz in the election. And this is Seb Gorka right here. And lo and behold, his wife actually worked for the Cruz campaign. So these MAGA coalition people are never Trumpers. And that's basically what you're seeing. Because I'm voting for President Trump again, as I voted for him in 2016. I'm registered Republican. But this is this is Gorka talking bad about our President Trump. He said on the day before the election, Gorka argued that while Trump had a very steep learning curve on foreign policy, he mitigated his lack of expertise by surrounding himself with amazing people. He wishes to win this war, and we are at war, he said. Also, I'm trying to find out. I think Gorka's wife, Catherine, who was also pointed out in a Q post with Threat Management Group, or Threat Group, Threat, not Threat Knowledge Group.
Yes.
Yeah, Catherine Gorka. Catherine was also on not Trump's campaign, but Cruz's campaign. So there you go, guys. I'm starting to really figure out what it is. I think this PAC called MAGA Coalition got money from the Koch group, whatever you want to call them. I just think it's ridiculous. And if anybody buys into this voice being me, I mean, please feel free to unsubscribe and unfollow. And, I'm voting for Trump. And this is absolutely ridiculous spin to call me an anti-Semitic, where I am no anti-Semitic. I didn't blame Israel for 9/11. I blamed the Bush family, just so you know. So there you have it. I mean, if you guys want me to play some more video, I saw a lot of people said no. Yeah, Cruz is comped. And what people have to realize is that these people, if they're going, if they're saying that they're MAGA and they're not, fake MAGA, right? We can look at that stuff too. So Gorka is not who he says he is. He wasn't able to get clearance on Trump's cabinet, and he quote unquote resigned after 6 months. But he is he's not a friend by any means, in my opinion.
Yeah, and just maybe to give another sentence or two here with what was going on with MAGA Coalition and some of those people when Q called them out, they were pointing at Gorka and saying, "Oh well, if he's this or that, then he's having Don Jr. on his show. So what does that all mean? How does it relate? Folks out there are not really understanding what it is you guys are doing, and so they think that they can make these ham-handed arguments towards what we are all doing and towards what Q really is, and it's not going to work because you guys have all of the information already. You're not being, they're trying to use old techniques that we've grown past, we've grown out of. Now we're seeing clearly what the game is here, and so you're more like a viewer of the game now, as opposed to someone who's being manipulated in the game.
Yeah, and look at this. I mean, he is in his uniform for British Territorial Army. Okay,
he's not in MI6.
Yeah, no, I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he's not
No,
tied
he's not.
with the Steele dossier.
No,
Yeah,
definitely not.
No,
Mm-mm.
I'm sure. No, you're probably all clean, right, Gorka? So this is MAGA Coalition and Gorka are very tied at the hip. They speak like thugs. I don't know how anybody could listen to these guys. It's just very, very interesting how this is.
Well, it's great because this is what Q is pointing this stuff out. One of the last little runs there, getting this information out to you guys and see how they've got all worked up over there. I mean, there is a lot of shenanigans going on behind the scenes, and like you were saying, the way that they're presenting. If I were the president, I would not want those people talking like that, representing me or trying to raise funds for me.
No.
It's just disturbing, and it does not represent MAGA. It doesn't represent making our country great again.
That's right. And look at this. So the intelligence officer, who cannot publicly be named because he lacks government approval to discuss the matter, told BuzzFeed, I know it's BuzzFeed, guys, but this is back way back when, that the intelligence community believed that Gorka probably did maintain some ties to British intelligence after his arrival in Hungary, but he also said that Gorka openly bragged about being an agent for MI6, the British secret intelligence, throughout the 1990s, according to multiple people familiar with him during this era. There is no evidence that Gorka was a member of MI6, but the intelligence officer said the investigation for security clearance did not believe Gorka was being candid. These claims were not considered credible because, by his point, we understood that Gorka and many like him didn't return to Hungary because of his patriotism or skills, but rather because they couldn't be successful in the West, where they were born and raised, and thus they wanted to come to Hungary. The officer said, so we do believe that he was an MI6 agent like he claimed? No, he's not that smart enough or well-trained enough, the officer said. Whatever the reality of his experience in the British Army was, It was enough for most Hungarians to think he shouldn't be trusted as a national security official. And you know what? It's enough for me as an American to say that he's not a trusted American official as well. Uh? All right, so I said it.
I mean, it's really kind of clear, right? We're seeing this. We've learned that most of the people that are put there to represent the news to you are clowns or associated with clowns or blackmail or whatever you want to call it. And the people that are bringing news to the air, the very few that are bringing news to the air, are under relentless attack by the opposition, whether they're attacking their advertisers and sponsors for Tucker, Laura, and Hannity. Yeah. Just like the president is being attacked, just like we are being attacked. We're wearing it as a badge of honor, and we are going to call them to the carpet.
Yeah, and this is a little piece too here. My buddy actually, I don't know how they got his name. Maybe he trolled him a little bit, but let me just play this for you.
Trying to conquer all these battles in
That's
one
Adam
meeting,
Gingrich.
and then it becomes lost. It just confuses people. The names get jumbled. And I think the best way to do is isolate these people, as we did with Paramedic, David Joseph Hayes. That's the first one, correct? And then we move on to, what's the fallout? And now you're looking into James Coleman Rogers and Christina Urso, and then you start figuring out, wait a minute, this guy lived in his parents' basement, a year ago, and now he's buying a new house, he's got new cars, he's brandishing a gun, even though he's a felon, which is another felony in the state of Virginia. And all these things start to add up. And then you look at the proximity of Jeff Peterson and Johnson, Eric Johnson, I think it is, or whatever, to Ann Vandersteel, who just interviewed intheMatrixxx. And what I mean, intheMatrixxx is Jeff Peterson. So they're all...
Yeah. This is what they sit around and do, drinking in some weird guy's garage. Glenn Harmon, looks to be a thug, along with Gingrich, who's sitting there with a red Dixie cup and drinking his butt off. So, if you guys want to follow those folks, you're following the Koch brothers, or Koch brothers, or Koch brothers. You're following money that is not pro-Trump. You're following people that want to see the neocons remain in power. So, why do they care about Q so much? Because the Koch brothers actually had a, if you do COCH brothers, and now we can't prove that the money went there yet, but let's Google Koch brothers and MAGA coalition and see what we come up with. But they are working with alliances that will support their motive, if you understand what I'm saying. So they are supporting mini PACs. So, the way that these guys launder money, who knows how this MAGA coalition is existing. But Q did drop about them. And when Q dropped about the MAGA coalition, it didn't mean dig on me. It didn't mean dig on Paramedic. It meant dig on the MAGA coalition. All right? And now we've got the wife of Gorka working for Cruz, and we've got Seb Gorka being an anti-Trumper. There you have it in a nutshell. And this guy is not my voice.
And don't worry, we're still digging.
And we're still digging. We got more, believe me.
Who had been in the U.S. for months and some for years, whose operation was busted by a nationwide
very close, though.
FBI
I got to give
sting,
him that.
and were captured on the George Washington Bridge with explosives in their van of their front company, Urban Moving Systems.
It may sound like it, but it really doesn't to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think we've got people doing voice analysis and everything, so stay tuned. I will prove, if I haven't already, my daughter thinks it's laughable. But hey, it is what it is. Guys, I just wanted to give you guys that little
Well, I would
tidbit.
just like to refer you to the idea that Matrixxx didn't do any live audio videos until he came on my show in July. So
That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct.
I know that for a fact.
So, I got, I guess some of the mods might have kicked somebody out because they were bringing this in a public forum. Now I'm bringing it into the public forum. So if anybody wants to talk about it, why don't you give us a call at 610-Q-Lounge, which is 610-756-8643. Or if you want to talk about anything Q, I appreciate it, guys. And we're not going to win. unless we can do. Doxy Mom, love you guys. Wish I could give you more, but I'm disabled and can't work. Oh my God, thanks for your hard work, Doxy. From Doxy, where we go one, we go all. You don't need to donate. It's a freedom, and I appreciate that. And I don't want you to not be able to afford the regular things in life that you need. Okay, so if you can, great. I appreciate it. I've got a PayPal. And we've got a PayPal, we've got a Patreon, and we got shirts that you guys could get too. So feel free to do that. All right. So I just want to really quick go over this, Shady. This is the court papers show Gillibrand's father worked for the NXIVM sex cult report.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Notice that you don't see any headlines on Drudge about this.
No.
They're not, almost a complete media blackout on this story.
Right. Exactly. Oh my gosh, Mickey Molina says, not at all, Matrixxx. Your fan can tell your sexy voice anywhere. And whom? Oh my gosh, you made me blush now.
Oh, he's blushing. Now he's going to forget what he was getting to say.
What was I talking about? Shady, you might have to take over. No. So Democratic presidential candidate Senator Christian Gillibrand of New York, a Democrat, of course, speaks at an event in Washington on Monday. Court documents revealed this week confirmed that her father, 2020 Democratic of her father of the 2020 Democratic presidential hopeful, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, once worked as a lobbyist for the secretive sex cult, but left after the upstate New York group sued him, according to the report. The documents back up previous accounts that the New York Democrats' father, Doug Rutnick, worked for Albany-based NXIVM for 4 months in 2004 at a rate of $25K per month. Big League Politics report. So this is interesting. Her father, quote, her father, Doug Rutnick, came to work as a consultant for NXIVM. He was fired. They sued him, and they had to pay him $100,000. Former NXIVM employee Frank Parlato told Big League Politics her father's wife, her stepmother, was also a member of NXIVM. Doug got her into the cult. Gillibrand's father got Gillibrand's future stepmother into the cult. Doug left the cult because he was sued. Claire Bronfman, bloodline, after her father was sued, donated money to Gillibrand. Gillibrand accepted it. So the Seagram's heiress secretly worked paying sex cult legal fees, says the prosecutors. So she's actually an unnamed witness described how Gillibrand once sat at NXIVM's table at a Hillary Clinton fundraiser. Yeah, the 3 front VIP tables were also brought by NXIVM, and she was still sitting with Nancy Salzman, court documents said, referring to the NXIVM co-founder who pled guilty in March.
Drop them back to your screen there.
Are we not on the screen?
You got the number up.
Oh, I got the number up. So give us a call. Do we have any calls coming in yet?
There's been 5 calls here since we started.
All right. Pick up the phone, guys. And let me just, so this is new. I got the phone number. That's new. So this is the article that I'm talking about, the court papers show.
There you go.
There we go, guys. And I will actually drop it in there for chat.
Yep.
Alrighty then. So just very interesting stuff. So we've got Keith Raniere, right, known as Vanguard. We've got the Smallville actress, the Seagram's heiress. We've got Gillibrand. I mean,
what did you see? You saw this cult today about their. She's asking for a separate trial. Did you see that as well?
I did not.
Yeah, I just dropped that article. So she late last week decided that she wanted the what's her name? Wanted a Bronfman. She wants a separate trial. She doesn't want to be tried within the same trial as the case that's going on against NXIVM. So it's like, no, you don't get your own special trial.
Wow. They're just
you're a target. They don't understand. They've been living this life of invisibility from the law for so long. They really do believe that the law doesn't apply to them, and you can see the way they act, even the way 44 was acting there. And that snub attitude, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's hubris, right? Allison Mack. Yeah, so Allison Mack, I think pled guilty as well. So
they were saying she going to be. The headline today on NBC was Allison Mack to plead guilty for role in alleged sex cult. That was speculation coming out this morning. I think they're thinking she's going to do it today, so that might be a little early, but that was NBC, so take it for what you will. They're actually reporting on it, so it might be true.
Here's the Democrat and Chronicle. Allison Mack of Smallville expected to plead guilty in NXIVM sex cult case. Wow, that's amazing, and I'm going to post that in there for you guys. And I just did Nexium and a news search, so looks like they're going to be pleading guilty. But I think maybe she might have, cooperated, guys. And I think that's why we could have Weinstein, right? We haven't heard about Weinstein in a while, have we?
Or a few of the other ones are kind of gone quiet, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know?
So I remember that Bronfman and her sister worked for the Hillary campaign as well. So, and they paid to play. And if you have a foundation, paying to play is actually illegal. And I just want to say thank you to Breed Love Live. Love and high fives to my Patriot brothers. Yeah, love and high fives back to all of you guys. Thank you for that. Then Shady, I was kind of looking at this too. This is from the Gateway Pundit, and it's confirmed the DNC was in on it. Hillary campaign manager was pushing fake Russia story at the DNC convention. Same day FBI launched the Trump-Russia investigation.
On the same day?
I'm sure that's a coincidence.
The very same day?
The very same day. Just like how DARPA dropped Facebook and they were incorporated the very same day.
They just really love this playbook of pivot and pretend.
They think we're stupid, Shady.
And that we can't, like, read dates.
No, you can't. Can you?
I mean, I could read dates before, but now I'm all sucked into timestamps, so it's...
We're all timestamps. Zero delta. Zero delta.
What was the delta on that Trump tweet again?
It was a 5-minute delta, right? So yeah, we're and when Trump said that there's zero delta, the zero deltas mean that stuff is happening. So I mean, we had 17 on the 17th with what was it, 34 posts, which was 2 times 17, right? Is that correct?
Yep,
I think
that's
so,
correct.
Yeah. All right, awesome. So, we've got a lot of cool stuff happening. I am dropping in, if you do want to donate, I just dropped in PayPal, and, donations are our freedom. And if you like our content, if you like our website, we do have Q posts up there now, intheMatrixxx.com/Q posts. We also have our QSN social media. So thank you guys very much, and we're growing every day. It's amazing sometimes, and going back to the article, it's amazing sometimes you can look back and put the pieces together on major events after ultimate truth comes out. We now know the Trump-Russia collusion delusion was a lie. But looking back, we see the entire DNC was in on it from the beginning. Wow. So on July 25th, 2016, the DNC was kicking off its convention amidst the release of thousands of emails showing the DNC working exclusively with the Hillary campaign in alleged illegal ways. Bernie Sanders never had a chance as the DNC chair, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz resigned on the 28th in shame during what was to be her pinnacle moment as chair. During this time, the convention was kicking off. With hindsight, something startling was happening. The DNC started sharing the false Russia narrative that morphed into Trump-Russia collusion. So, quote, the U.S. believes that people working for the Russian government are behind the hack of internal emails of the Democratic National Committee, officials said. So that's CrowdStrike, right? A U.S. intelligence official told CBS that the signature of the branch is Russian, and the U.S. government has identified methods and techniques used by Russia in the past hacks that mirror those used in the DNC incursion. Quote, we understand how hack groups use the internet to attack. The pattern and launch point used before by Russians is similar to the DNC attack, the official said. Not the public servant, the official. Get that straight. So
drill it right on in there.
The official. All right, so Shady is an official on this subject, and he
Capital
said,
letter underscore.
Shady says BS, the official said. All right, so a cyber analyst quoted by the Associated Press, Michael Burotowski with Fidelis Cybersecurity, which investigated the hack, said he was near certain that Russia was the culprit, based upon the use of hackers of, quote, Russian internet addresses, Russian language keyboards, and the time codes corresponding to business hours in Russia, as well as sophistication of the hack, according to the AP. Now, they say we're Russian bots, and I'm from America. I don't know about you, so how can I believe anything that these people are saying, right, Shady? I mean, they're calling everybody out here in YouTube Russian bots.
Right, and look at what they're doing to conservative accounts out there on Twitter that have a couple hundred followers. People just coming to Twitter. Everyone that's out there that's speaking for Trump is being called a Russian bot from all angles. This is it's getting a little old considering we can do math, and I can look at a gross domestic or a gross national product of a country and say that Russia's is like half the size or 2/3 the size of France or something. Like, they have no capabilities of being a threat to us. I mean, none really, weapon wise or war wise. China is obviously the growing threat, but still all weekend, another whole weekend, you do not hear a single word about the threat that China brings to this. Like, they will not talk about it. They consistently try to make you think Russia, Russia, Russia.
Right. And, the connections between the entire Democratic Party and the deep state actors who created the fake Trump-Russia conspiracy run deep, guys. And that's the end of this article. This is a very, very good article. It's from the Gateway Pundit. I'm going to go ahead and drop it right here in chat for you guys.
And, just to plug that into, quote unquote, the Cold War and everything that's happened, truthfully, now Russia was never really a threat. It was all propaganda to build up militaries and to build up weaponry and to build up a system around the world where they could use that system to turn it on the people.
Yes, and Roy Davis makes a great point. As we know, hindsight being 2020, Roy, you're absolutely right. It was a leak, not a hack, and that is confirmed by Bill Binney and Thomas Drake.
And no one in the news will report that either. Everybody still sticks to the idea that this was a hack to get these emails. And we know, Anons know, that that is a lie.
Yes, and I'd like to thank Roy for that. You're awesome, brother. Thank you. That was a great comment.
And just shout out to Seth Rich for being a real American patriot who laid down the ultimate price trying to inform us.
Yeah, rest in peace, Seth Rich. Thank you. That was awesome. No, Divine. I don't believe so. Asking about Ginger McQueen being at the Gateway Pundit. I don't think so. Remember,
I don't think so either.
Remember, they were anti-Trumpers, guys, and they might have had jobs at newspapers because newspapers and magazines that were anti-Trump would hire them. Now they've got no business, so they're trying to fool you and say that this Q thing is garbage, just like Seb Gorka does, and they think that we're violent and scary and. You know what?
And they're
Good.
raising money off of trying to stand against Q.
That's right. And they're raising money to stand against Q. And, Q did warn us in 3307 right here. Attacks increasing. Contents of drops mislabeled and used. The fake praying medic was dropping fake drops. This is the new thing.
Yesterday, there was
Yesterday.
Yesterday, an account that is mimicking praying medic made like 4 or 5 posts on Twitter where they had obviously what they're doing is whoever the account is that has the pretend trip code that he tries to make it look like Q's trip code on the boards. It's what they're doing. It's not the same code, but they've emulated it a little bit and trying to fool people into thinking these are Q drops. And now they're turning them into something that Q has never really said. And then this account praying medic, the fake praying medic, bringing these drops to Twitter and trying to confuse people. This is the game. They drop the stuff on the Chan boards and they grab the stuff off the Chan boards and bring it to Twitter and point to it and say that we are, as Q people, this violent or extremist group.
That's right. And, I'm not just, this is something that's very interesting to me. And you're right. We should ignore the trolls. But when Q posts about the MAGA coalition,
we dig on them.
We dig on them, right? And people are not digging on the MAGA coalition on the Chans, which is very interesting to me. Instead, the MAGA coalition, they themselves went and dropped a thread on there saying that you need to dig on praying medic and everybody else. Man, these guys are just
We'll also maybe report about the board owner kind of backing away.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Matrixxx in Pet said that only 135 people showed up at MAGA coalition that he attended. Funny. Yeah, and also, what they do is they have something called the Dixie Cup Nation, And on the video that that Adam Gingrich guy talked about, he said he knew Livid 2.0, which is very interesting to me.
He said he met her at that
Met
event.
met her.
That's
And
what he said. Now, what he meant by that, I don't know, but that is what he said.
Yeah, so these people that are attacking Praying Medic, iPod, Joe M, me.
They're attacking anyone who is trying to stand up and bring this message to other people and support themselves within the structure of it and learn this new environment that we're in. Any person that is doing that is under attack from these exact same people.
June, yes, controlled opposition. And June Martin also said, and thank you for that, that's exactly what they're doing. June Martin also said, ignore the shills, and I get that. But when you realize that this is something where, you know, on Defango's own webpage, he says he's the director of operations of CrowdStrike. Now, it doesn't say that on LinkedIn, but isn't that an interesting thing? So now you've got Seb Gorka, who could be MI6, think dossier report. Then you've got Defango saying that on his Facebook, saying that he worked as the director of operations for CrowdStrike. Now you got CrowdStrike involved that also did the DNC hacks. So are we really being attacked by the deep state, guys? Is
We also
this
have
really
to add
the deep state?
the FHUQ or the FUQ, whatever, that whole group and the way that they organize that. I think that's all the same layer. So this is not about ignoring the shills. This is about exposing the deep state, guys.
Yeah, and we're being attacked by the deep state because I wasn't sure.
Right.
You know, and you guys remember the other day, I played that Ginger McQueen. If you got past her look that she was, those two things that she was putting in front of the camera, and saw that Aaron Gallagher report said intheMatrixxx, they probably funded it, you know, and you know, so
Or it was funded behind the scenes and it was given to them to bring to the conversation, you know, like
Yes.
given to insert into the media. I mean, they're inserting so much stuff from every angle into the media, attempting to distract from the biggest story ever in the history of the world, which is, or in the history of America, which is the all spy intelligence organizations organized to go against the elected president by the people.
Yeah.
That is the story that no one seems to think is important enough to talk about.
absolutely, it's been funny, man. I tell you this.
It really is.
I'm actually kind of honored that I'm being attacked like our president is being attacked. I mean that, you know, and what's really interesting is, you know, if I talk to my mom and talk to her about what Q is posting, and she's, you know, kind of watching the fake news. She's what we would call a normie, and it's lining up. You know, so if what Q is posting, and it's lining up. So Q is real, or does Q just keep us, focused?
Q's a fraud.
Yeah. So this is the Q post. Attacks increasing. Context of drops mislabeled and used. Select orgs/journalists dropping controversial info as attempt to label whole. Screen shooting, then writing articles on drops they themselves wrote. Highlighting of corrupt PAC. Deflect by PAC. Point to former members as method to shield. We are being bombarded for a reason. Look for key words repeated by many controller and control coordinated rollout. Now,
Grifter.
that key word I found is grifter. Mike Rothschilds is using grifter.
And so is MAGA Coalition, and so are the
Lower level trolls like Sainted Anon and Livid
Yep.
and all those people. Livid
Yep.
2.0.
They're all using the word grifter, and there was another one too. I can't think of what the other one was.
Well, they always say be careful who you follow, but they also usurp it. So when they can't attack the information provided, i.e. Q and the brilliant Anon's research, they attack the messenger. Define deflection, logical thinking, shill count high. And I think this is what Q is waiting on right here. Because what I've noticed too, Shady, and maybe you have too, you got Unirock, you got 0 Hour, you got McQueen, Gingrich,
Anti-school.
Carpe Diem, Anti-School, all the lower level trolls that we were just talking about.
All to some degree can be connected to Alex Jones on one spot or another.
And they're all now working together. They used to be individual trolls. Now they're all working together.
They speak as one troll.
We are one troll. So, again, threat to control narrative. That's exactly what
And
you
shining a
are.
light on this stuff is what we're here to do. This is exactly what we're here to do, is to shine a light. We want to show you
So
this.
wait.
We want to show you how you're making, these guys are doing the same thing that the other trolls are doing. They're posting stuff on the boards, grabbing it,
So
bringing it to
so
Twitter, and attacking Matrixxx and I.
let me answer Ron. Where does Vandersteel fit in? Okay, so Q post 3307. Highlight of corrupt pack, deflect by pack, point to former members as method to shield. Bill Mitchell and Vandersteel, they are good people, and they are pointing to them to shield their corruption. Do you understand now?
Well, yeah, the story, like what happened is that they came to Miss Vandersteel and her husband to get them to initiate this organization. So they were going to use them to be the front to attack on this organization, and they backed away within a week. We're like, whoa, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is you're doing here with the money isn't a normal process for financial distribution in a pack. Right. And withdrew their names and withdrew their participation. Then they became attacked.
Right. And Mike Bravo says at intheMatrixxx, remember, if you say a lie loud enough, long enough, and often enough, it becomes truth to the low informed public. And that's what I'm here to try to expose, guys. Sometimes we don't want to, I do want to ignore the trolls, but I felt since I was a Satanist, this is how they've attacked me. This is the progression. I was a Satanist. I was a child trafficker, pedophile with War Drummer. What else was I, Shady? Gosh, there's some other things too. I can't remember, but it's absolutely insane what they've, projected, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're projecting their issues on me. And now I'm an anti-Semitic person that hates Jewish people. And that's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But that's all they got, guys. That's all they got. So, I'm a patriot through and through. I'll stand by it. So that's why we needed to kind of talk about it, right? And, Carly Bond actually received a letter from somebody that doxed her. Now, I was watching that stupid Gingrich thing, and I actually stopped in there and said, who listens to this garbage? I mean, they're MFer. They're using the see you next Tuesday word. They're using words that I never would dream of using. And they're slander liable, sue them. And that could be happening. And that's from Wazadamara. Gosh, I can never say that right. But this is what it is, man. I-70 says we really know the truth. People that know me, my daughter laughed at that video. Oh, there was another one too, Shady, that I think that they dropped too about some NASA thing. And so they're using this and it's outright slander.
Well, we noticed that there were a number of people in the show on.
Look at just
Thursday.
Today, and I'll address this head on.
Well, that's why I was saying that we noticed a number of people were talking about it, so we wanted to bring it more to the conversation. This is what's going on. This is what we're dealing with behind the scenes.
Right. So Delaria Essential, Sainted Anon, all these people were in my Q Army server, and then they started to Livid. All these people, right? Yeah, Gingrich is not liking Matrixxx, and I don't really like him either. And Pet. So this was see you next Tuesday. Well, you got to keep it clean, Wazamata. All right, so this is me. I'm the one with the P on there. They can't even spell my name right, because it's not spelled right. And I'm wearing red shoes at a charity event in 2016. This was today. And this guy, this Sainted Anon guy, is threatening to dox other people that I know. So they want me to take my website down. So is that extortion? Is that the level?
I mean, they're trying to say we're going to dox people that and expose who Anons are if you don't remove your website and the work that you've been working on for the last couple of months. So that is, this is our platform. This is what we're going to talk about. This is why we're here. We're going to show you guys this stuff. We've been dealing with this behind the scenes for months, but with the MAGA coalition and the Q bringing this to the front and the way that we're seeing this line up with the attacks against us, like I was saying earlier, the attacks against us started with people taking memes like he was just showing you, putting them on the chans and then going and getting their meme they just put on the chans and putting it on Twitter and saying, look what the chans are saying. That's the same thing the MAGA coalition is doing. This is the same playbook as take a Trump P-tape and pretend, or take a a dossier and pretend there's a Trump P-tape and just spread the information around and make propaganda about it. We have been propagandized. Our media has been weaponized against the truth, and we're trying to reinstate your ability to think for yourself, because that's what we depend on. The people that are in the Q community that are trying to bring this message depend on that for reception of our message.
Yeah, and look at this, man. This is, I'm just going to report this real quick because it's funny. And then done. So 12 hours is up and your friends hung you out to dry. I'll pick better friends. Your friends are in a lot of trouble. This is, he wants to dox us, or dox other people if I don't take our website down. This is the kind of stuff that we're dealing with, guys. It's actually kind of funny. You know, it's a badge of honor. You know, if you guys want to go hunt them out, just, you know, go hunt them out. Do what you got to do.
Don't feel timid to go play with the trolls.
Right. And then he said that I went from 90,000 to 30,000 subs.
Oh, yeah, that's some good math there, by the way.
That's some good math. So let's look at my Twitter here. My Twitter has how many subs? 90,000. So see how they lie? Isn't it insane? Why would anybody follow these people? I don't know, man. So anyways, yeah.
Well, it looks like we do have some calls on the line. You want to try to take a call?
Let's take a call. Absolutely.
All right. Let's see here. Let me share your Zoom.
Let me do that. Let me hang on one second.
Let's see if we can take some calls here. This should be fun. Share
Absolutely.
with sound, and then we're gonna go here.
So it's 610 Q Lounge 756-8643.
All right, we're going to pick up on our caller here, Anonymous. I'm not going to say any numbers or anything. You're more than welcome to
just say the area code so they know who it is.
This is Anonymous, and he comes up anonymous. Hey, caller, are you on the air?
Is it me?
That's you, caller.
It's
How
you.
you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. What would you like to say today?
I would like to. Okay, I'm a deplorable, proud patriot, and when newbies, I've been doing this for years on my own research, but when people see things like Obama and Merkel on the air or in the media, how do we know that that's real, that it's not artificial intelligence too, and that they've been taken into custody? There's so much. Is it just the same way, trying to get people to open their eyes to evaluate everything?
Well, I mean, we at this point, we're assuming that is still them out there running around, and they do know that they are under threat. But as you say, there's a lot of information out there that could, that leads us to think there could be multiples of them as well. So I'm not sure that it's AI, but there's some interesting things with that. Matrixxx, do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible.
It is.
Anything is possible. So that could have been something from a long time ago. I mean, do you remember when we saw Hillary Clinton give a speech behind a green screen, essentially? So anything is possible. Until we have the proof, though, that's a great comment, and we should keep an eye out for that. So yeah, thank you for that.
Thanks so much for your comment, caller.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next caller to the Matrixxx Groove Hour. Welcome to the Matrixxx Groove Hour, caller.
Welcome, caller. You can identify yourself or not. You're on live.
Hello, is that me?
That is
you. Yes, welcome to the Matrixxx Groove Hour.
Oh, good. My name's Angela, and first I think I can help the last caller. There's a lady group who is covering the military tribunals. It's a
CVI, right?
None of the mainstream media is allowed to cover it. It's being done by one of the alternative media sites, and it's called Seavine International. And they actually go to one of the military bases, and the trials that are being done at Gitmo are then being sent to that military base where they're at on a 40-second delay. They get the video and the sound, and then they also get a transcript of the complete trial. So it's they will have everything, and they are approved to release it after the president says they can release it. But the ones right now, they're releasing as they go. So that's happening. They also have, you can go to her site at seedvineinternational.com. She also is on Facebook.
So this is the
her
same.
And her partner, who is a retired deputy sheriff, and he's a private investigator now. They have information about who's coming up next in the trials. They have information about how many people are currently at Gitmo. And they're very legitimate. They've actually had people trying to steal information from them and claim it as theirs. But the other reason that I called is I just sent you in the Matrixxx about 25 minutes ago a link on your Twitter site.
Okay.
Because I have one of the original
Am I following you on Twitter?
Indictment.
Am I following you on Twitter?
Someone who is well connected.
Am I following you on Twitter? Are we following each other?
Time ago, I was able to get a hold of it, and I've kept a hold of it. And it won't let me send it like through Facebook or YouTube. I've had to download it onto like my email. And I had to like open the whole thing up, because if you try and send just the one link through something, it changes it and it sends you to a different place. But after I downloaded and opened the whole thing, you can now see it. And it's the original one with George H.W. Bush, McCain, and Clapper, and Comey, and Hillary Clinton, and all of them for the 911. And it shows the military, they've already had the military tribunal, or well, not the tribunal, but the indictment for that. And it shows that they have been sentenced to, or suggested the death penalty. The indictment is saying death penalty. So I did put it on your Twitter link, and you can put it up on the show if you want to look at it first and vet it. But it's on there. And the only other question that I had for you is for the 2020 election is I see on President Trump's upcoming thing, it says Trump 2020. And normally doesn't it always say who his running partner is too? And I'm really concerned. Sorry, I get confused because I have a brain tumor and I've had brain surgery, so I sort of lose track sometimes.
Well, God bless you.
I'm really concerned about him still having Pence as a running partner, because I know Pence is in the deep state badly, and I know he's been part of the plan a couple times to try and assassinate the president.
Well, those are legitimate concerns for sure, and we recognize that each president has a handler as the vice president in the vice president position. We have a good idea that Mr. Trump has got Pence like right where he wants him, one way or the other.
Phantom on YouTube said Trump Flynn.
I certainly hope so, because that just terrifies me that he's, so many times so close to the president and alone with him.
Well,
I just, Yeah. So I know you want to get to some other callers, so
let's get to another caller.
Thank you for the time. And
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Shady, real quick before the next caller, can she hear me when I speak or no?
I thought she could hear you. Did you feel like she couldn't hear you?
Yeah, because I was going to tell her
Where are you at over here? Are you sharing my screen? Okay.
No.
All right. I don't know if it should go both ways. The first caller could hear you.
Okay. All right, let's take the next one.
All right, let's try again. Let's see if anybody can hear us.
412 said 412 said it was busy. I think 412 might be trying to call in.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, caller, how you doing today?
Hey, caller, how are you? Happy Monday.
Not bad. It's a little rainy, but otherwise it's a beautiful day here in Montana.
Nice. Could you hear Matrixxx just now?
Hi, can you hear me?
I could not. I've got the video pulled up, but I wind up pausing it so I can hopefully talk to you guys here for a minute.
All right,
Okay, well, Matrixxx can hear you, but it looks like maybe they're not getting, for some reason, you guys aren't hearing them. But go ahead and we'll talk about it.
you just have to be my translator, Shady.
So yeah, my situation is kind of along the lines of what the last caller was just talking about. We've got some serious situations going on with our government, and for years I have been a person who has felt this, best way to describe it, that something wrong has been going on, that something's not right, you know, and it's just this negative energy that I've been dealing with for years, and I thought, you know, I was all alone out of everybody I'd take a look at, that they were just kind of zombified, going about their daily lives, and I'm like, why am I the only person that feels this? But I've only been following Q for probably about a month, so I'm pretty new to this, you know, whole ordeal here, trying to catch up, and it's been quite the process. But my situation that I've been looking at, I've been delving into different types of information and listening to a whole bunch of different people, and some of these people are very credible people. They're not Q followers. They're not on Twitter. You know, they might be, but I haven't bothered looking them up. But they've been radio commentaries or what have you for quite a few years, and some of them are actually attacking the people who are behind Trump, even though they themselves are pro-Trump. They're saying, hey, we've got the situation, and I hope Trump can see that and take care of that situation and root this deep state out. But right now he's got these certain people in power behind him who could possibly be influencing him in the wrong direction. And that's where Q's thing kind of comes into play. I just found Q probably in March, and I see all these people like hardcore following him, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I delved into it, and you got all these Q proofs that show that they, I guess, are in the castle, so to speak. So they are probably very close to President Trump. But then these radio commentaries are like, they've got these people like supposedly Kushner, Pence, people from the Vatican that could possibly be influencing him in these different negative ways, trying to implement their ideas into the country. You know, and there saw a Q post that was saying that America is the first domino, next will be Asia and then Europe. And I'm like, okay, so I really want to believe that Q is for the people, for the Declaration of Independence, and for the Constitution of the United States of America. But I still have this, you know, after feeling that everything's been going wrong, and all of a sudden somebody comes out that's like, bam, hey, all this has been going wrong. We're here to help you guys take care of the situation. Have faith. You can count on us, type of thing. And I'm like, wow, all of a sudden it goes from, you know, having this uneasy feeling about our government basically trying to subdue us and take complete control over us throughout our daily lives, to somebody all of a sudden saying they're in the White House and saying that they're fighting for the people. But throughout these radio commentaries that I've been listening to, who are pro-Trump, they want Trump to succeed, you know, they want to see him win. They're like, he's got these political people in power behind him that could be influencing him. So I'm like, okay, so what kind of agenda do we have going on here? Are these people actually for the people of the United States of America and for the civilians of the world who are being oppressed by these people? Or could they possibly way in the background have this evil of their own going on to where people have been talking about the 13 bloodlines. Well, what happens if somebody who is involved with one of these particular bloodlines is capable of crippling all of the other bloodlines around the world and taking control of the United States? It says the United States is the first domino. What happens when you take control of the most powerful country, the most powerful government, the most powerful military, and the most powerful economy in the entire world? All of a sudden, you've got a country that can determine what country is going to fall and what country is going to rise, depending on if they're going to be an ally or an enemy.
Right.
And I'm like,
well, yeah, I mean,
I'm thinking,
yeah, I understand all of that, and you know, you have to recognize that the worldwide structure, the worldwide cabal is built off of the Fed. So the world was the monetary system of the planet was enslaved through the Federal Reserve, therefore kind of allowing that you know, that web or that octopus or whatever to untangle is going to be it has to start here, and the idea is to resituate the currency to the treasury as opposed to the Federal Reserve. And so really until we get that dealt with out there, we are going to be sort of stuck in this position. But I really do appreciate.
And let me say something real quick too. You know, great caller, and you know, I understand your concern, but let me tell you, we've been researching these Q posts for almost 18 months now, and we are seeing what Q is posting now coming to fruition. Your friends and, you know, that are consuming the daily news, you know, from the TV and the newspapers and the magazines and maybe some internet, Drudge Report, all the typical, you know, places aren't going to see it yet, but they will be seeing stuff really soon. I think, you know, if you want to just keep hanging out with us at the Matrixxx Grooove Hour and learning with us, I don't know if you've also know the 24/7 Patriot Soapbox over on YouTube. They're awesome too, to maybe send your friends to that are new to Q. But I tell you, new eyes are coming, and FISA will bring down the house, and we're looking at a D-class of FISA slowly dripping as we're dripping Lisa Page testimony, Nellie Orr testimony. You know, so stuff is starting to drip, and it's a slower process than I'd like it, right? But the president will keep his campaign promises, and everybody just is waiting for Hillary to get arrested. But it is much bigger than that. And you've got to go to the bottom to the top. And we are seeing things happening. We're seeing the DOJ and FBI being cleaned out. I've got an article right here on the screen. The U.S. Secret Service Director is now out. The departure comes the day after the head of the Department of Homeland Security resigned. People are under pressure, so things are happening. We've got to clean everything, the house first. Stay tuned. Great call. I really appreciate you. Thank you for listening, guys.
Thanks so much, caller. And we have another caller on the line that's been waiting for almost the whole show so far. Just to let you guys know, for whatever reason, Matrixxx, you guys on the phones can't hear him talk back. So if you'd like to just make your commentary, and then you can listen back on the show. Okay, here we go. Next caller. Hey, you're on the air.
Shady, this is Song Babe.
Hey, Song Babe. How are you doing?
I'm great. I don't know if I can follow those callers before me, but I just wanted to really just say hello and thank you guys for doing everything that you're doing with the new social network. And it's been quite a ride. I was following since the very beginning, thanks to SGT reports. And you guys should get on that show.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying it. Tomorrow, good news, we're going to be on the Bill Mitchell show.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Matrixxx is saying that tomorrow we are going to be on the Bill Mitchell show. So that's one thing that we're getting ready to do. And we do love the SGT report, X22, and all those guys are doing a fantastic job of attempting to mitigate this.
Yeah, absolutely. And Song Babe, we love you. And in fact, we're going to take a musical break with her, okay?
We're definitely a huge army. So, but anyway, thanks so much for what you guys are doing. It's been a hoot that people are actually listening to my songs.
They are.
They've been sitting out there for a decade.
Yeah, we really love your song too. So keep up the work, and realize that here in the future there's gonna be a place for all of us creators.
Tell her we're playing it now.
That exist on a better playing field. So thanks so much, Song Babe. And for you out there that doesn't know, she's been with me on the Q Lounge for quite some time now. Thanks for the call. And we'll
okay, I'm going to play this song.
Much love.
God bless you, everybody out there.
She can't hear me. That's annoying. Okay, I'm going to play her song right now.
I'm sorry about that, Matrixxx. I didn't understand this was going to be the way that it worked back and forth, but they can't hear you.
Here we go.
You can hear them, but they can't hear you. Back and forth, but they can't hear you.
Here we go.
You can hear them, but they can't hear you. Back and forth, but they can't hear you.
Here we go.
You can hear them, but they can't hear you.
Autonomous. Help me out, I wanna be anonymous. Help me out, I wanna
Song Babe, Anonymous. Well done. Thank you very much for that song.
And thanks for the call.
Yeah, and thanks for the call. So that was Song Babe, guys. Very interesting stuff, and what a great song. And I guess we have Carly. We have a birthday tomorrow. We've got to wait till tomorrow, or is it your birthday month? I don't know how they work. How that works.
I think that most of them are just any day.
Right. All right. So you want to take? Let's take a couple more calls, and we will.
All right.
Go ahead.
And just to let you guys know, really sorry for we're gonna figure out why Matrixxx. You guys can't hear Matrixxx, but Matrixxx can hear you. Okay, caller, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hey.
This is Comanche Moon Q from North Texas.
Hey.
Good morning in the Matrixxx and Shady Groove.
Good morning.
You guys are rock stars.
Oh,
Thank you.
I just want, this is off topic, but I have run across something, and I'm not a good digger. I've been following you in the Matrixxx since, I don't know, January, February 2018, and you led me to Q. God bless you.
Thank you.
But I found something that needs digging, and I haven't heard it. I haven't seen it on the boards or heard anybody digging on it. And it's the Carnegie. I'm a picker of sorts, and I went to an estate sale, and there was a postcard, and it was the Carnegie Library in a little podunk, tiny town of Whitesburg, Texas, way back in the 20s. And I'm like, and it's a huge, imposing building with columns and the whole 9 yards, and I'm like, why would they be spending that money to put a library in a little bitty old town? So I looked up on eBay to kind of see a price, and there's hundreds of these postcards and it's not from big cities, Chicago, it's little bitty, tiny towns all over the U.S. There's thousands of them.
Interesting.
And somehow, when I when I looked and saw what the Carnegie did and why they did this, and it was grants, you know how the historical societies went in and got the artifacts and things to try to bury the history. This is connected in there somehow. I don't know. I'm not a good digger. But just the way that it's done and where it's done, it stinks like a, you know what, stinky butt.
Oh, well, thank you for that.
You know? I'm dropping it in there because you got the best audience, and I know there's diggers, and they can find it. This is connected in somehow.
Well, we'll get right on it.
Tell you guys you're awesome. Wouldn't miss you every day. It's the delight of my day. God bless y'all. Where we go one, we go all.
Where we go
Thank
one,
you.
we go all.
Thank you.
Matrixxx,
Thank you.
We'll talk to you over the air.
Wow, that was an awesome call.
Cool.
And yes, the Carnegie Endowment for Peace has been a major vehicle for the Illuminati to finance tax-free and various projects. In 1971, for instance, the Endowment for Peace sent over $2 million and had assets of $41 million. The stated objective of the foundation is to promote international peace, in quotes. This is the type of peace that President George Bush told the United Nations that the world needed. Skull and Bones member George Bush informed the UN that a one-world government peace was needed by the world. Harvey got the job at the Carnegie because Alger Hiss had been convicted of perjury. John Foster Dulles was recording record commentary Alger Hiss to replace himself. So this is just a quick dig, looking up Carnegie in the CIA website, looking up the Illuminati bloodlines. So Hiss, though Carnegie founded the endowment, the Morgan Bank is involved, tax-exempt foundations, the Illuminati moved mightily against Reese. So also important to note that a lot of these people that went down, like the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and the 8 banking, families that went to Jekyll Island, they're all agents for the PAYSOR, and this money went to promote Marxism and one world government agenda and socialism. That's what they're promoting, and that's what we're up against, guys.
Yeah, and it ties right in with Tavistock and this whole thing of propagandizing your media and not giving you the full story and spinning the story and trying to make things appear one way when they're really another way.
That's right. It's a very powerful and complex a bunch of foundations working together, and that's why Q tells us to look at the foundations and charities, because that's how they're moving money around. Clinton Foundation, and absorbing money and
McCain Institute,
all of them. So very good call. God bless Texas. God bless you, and thank you for the compliment on following me since February. That's really when I started really posting all my threads, and where I have every Q post since about that time, Shady, on my Matrixxx, in the Matrixxx Twitter handle, Twitter.
Really
feed.
great.
Yeah.
Really cool to have the callers calling in. We have another caller here. I don't know if you want to get to another one.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a
All
couple
right.
more.
Okay, caller,
Hello?
you're on the air.
It's me, Carly.
Carly, happy birthday tomorrow, Carly.
What's up?
Did we have a good weekend or what this weekend?
True, man.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Shady, you have to kind of to ask her if she had a good weekend. I don't know if she can hear me.
Matrixxx is telling me to ask you if you had a good weekend and how much fun we had with the trolls over the last couple of days.
Oh, it's been amazing. I'm telling you, you guys got the greatest meme makers to go after trolls. The artwork is incredible and they're hysterical. I mean, tomorrow's my birthday, and you guys are just the gift that keeps giving.
Well,
so like every day is my birthday. I love it.
Well, thank you so much, and happy birthday! And what a great experience of getting retweeted there, and everybody liking your posts.
Oh yeah, well I don't know how much time you guys got, but if you saw on my Twitter, I just retweeted it again. I think I have a fan that has doxed me and has found my home address and my maiden name.
Oh my goodness.
And they sent me a lovely letter. And is it okay if I just read some of it to you?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So it says, Miss Osling, which is, I changed my name to Bonet, and I kept it after my divorce because Osling, you know, people would call me ostrich, and it was very derogatory, and I hate the name.
And you don't have your head in the sand.
But it says, after reading your illiterate tweets on Trump's Twitter feed, as well as those on your personal Twitter account, I have some questions. Were you dropped on your head as a baby? Are you bipolar? All the crazy right-wing Twitter streams, yours is absolutely the most bizarre. Moreover, you appear blissfully unaware of the criminal activities of Donald J. Trump. For example, the New York Attorney General of the Southern District of New York and the Manhattan District Attorney are pursuing Crooked Donald and his grifter family for a myriad of crimes. Donald Trump has been laundering money for the Russians since the 1980s. In addition, Trump and his criminal father, Fred, cheated the IRS out of millions of dollars in taxes using multiple tax evasion schemes. Most educated people know about this, as well as all other criminal enterprises and evasion schemes. You can smear Michael Cohen all you like, but it won't change the fact that Robert Mueller used guys like Cohen to take down John Gotti and the Gambino family. Those who testify against mobsters, and Trump has always behaved like a mob boy, are never angels, with or without wings, to allude to your tacky song. Now it's getting personal. Your Twitter feed is chock full of tweets from seemingly unbalanced individuals, and the frequent Q references simply underscore this. As I understand it, the stupendously dumb Q theory revolves around the idea that Trump and Mueller are supposedly working together to expose a pedophile ring run by the Democrats. Oh, and John F. Kennedy Jr. miraculously survived the plane crash of July 1999 and is secretly working with Q to expose God knows what. And of course, one of America's most beloved actors, Tom Hanks, is also involved with the Democrats and the pedophile ring. Do you have any idea how crazy that sounds? Here's a news flash. The fact that no evidence is forthcoming from Q should give you a clue that someone is playing a prank here. Sadly, it seems you and other idiot QAnons will be waiting forever for the alleged prank or alleged proof from Q, during which time most America will still be laughing at your gullibility and stupidity. It is very concerning that you, a woman in her 50s with children, is this easily conned. Now she brought in my kid, so I'm sleeping with a baseball bat.
Wow.
We are experiencing, listen to this. Now, this is where she starts maybe letting out a little about herself. We are experiencing an education crisis in the U.S., evidenced by the ignorance of uneducated, conspiracy-oriented Trump supporters who behave like indoctrinated members of a cult. In fact, there is very little difference between the Trump cult and other cults like Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses. I happen to live in an apartment community with approximately a dozen Trump voters, with zero exceptions. They are all dumb as a box of rocks. None have college degrees, and several high school dropouts. They are also the troublemakers in the complex. I've had several conversations with most of these people, and they are coincidentally examples of low information voters. God help this country with people like this in the voting booth. Finally, I've listened to some of your music online, and as someone with several years of music education, I judge you are marginally talented at best. Even worse, I judge you to be a phony Christian who appears to worship a malevolent, corrupt president. If Jesus were here today, he would condemn you and all other fake Christians straight to hell. Signed, Morgan D. LaSalle. Lovely.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
Yeah, that is actually insane.
And this was sent to my home. I'm shaking right now after reading this because, she put in, my age, kids. I mean, this is what's going on. People are getting doxxed. I put up comedy and news articles. I put up my own Q threads. I retweet you and Matrixxx and other people because it's backed by fact. It's not hearsay. It's fact. And people have been investigating this for the last 2 years. But if you look at this letter, some of it looks like it was actually taken out and like personal items were put in. Like this could be another DNC thing going out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Scare people.
I absolutely agree with that. I was thinking the same thing, that this is some sort of copy and paste that they're sending out to anyone that they're able to dox, which is the campaign that they're currently on, of finding as many Q people's real identity as possible, it seems like.
Where's she from?
Yeah, and like let's go after the smaller people. I don't have such a big following. I've had 2 accounts taken down, but from Devin Nunes and James Woods retweeting me, they can't take me down again. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So now let's go after me personally and scare me at home.
Well, that is absolutely horrible, and but it does go to help make the point that Matrixxx and I were trying to make earlier, where this isn't just about ignoring the shills. This is about our real world, and where the information that we're exposing is meeting the media that are trying to keep it suppressed, Carly.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I know she can't hear me though.
Even
Darn it.
listen, you guys out there, even if you only have 10 followers and you're new to this, DM me anytime, and I will put you to other people that can help you in your Q quest, your quest for truth, because we're all in this together. You can ignore the shills, you can block the shills, but they're also going to come at you at your home, it seems.
Absolutely.
But we all
I recommend Legal
we're
Shield
in
for
this
her.
together, and I'm just happy that you guys are there for me, and I'm always here for you. And JT, I'm gonna DM you later. We're gonna do a duet, man.
Sounds good. And Matrixxx is saying he appreciates it very much. Thanks for calling, Carly.
And I recommend Legal Shield.
No problem, guys. Love you.
And he recommends Legal Shield.
It's really not funny.
I know it's not funny. It's
you know why it's not funny? Because I think we have a case with Devin Nunes. He actually gave us our cut and paste template for Twitter harassment. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All right,
that was pretty.
let's
neat
take
to
some
get
more.
calls in here.
Let's
Want
take
some more?
Yeah, there's somebody in there that says they're trying to get in. So how many you got on the line there?
I got 5 on the line, brother.
5. Grab that. Let's grab the next one.
Next caller. Hey, caller, you're on the air. Are you with me, caller? This is you.
Hello.
Hey.
Am I with you?
You are with me, sir.
It's me. Hey, I'm the 154.
Hey, 154 Anon.
154 Anon, yes.
I just wanted to say one thing. People really don't realize that this is not a game. And they don't understand that these unknown purposes are real. You know, the purposes that they have against us and against humanity, they're very real. And I know as a personal experience for a number of years just how deep and how far it goes. I haven't been home for 6 months, personally. And I hang out with somebody who really likes a lot of coffee. You know, the guy is crazy. He likes coffee. But I'll tell you what else is something that's really interesting. That some of these people always knew. They always knew what was going on, and they always knew. There is something, this is a 200-year-old or 300-year-old. It goes 400. I listened to both of you, and I really, really appreciate what you talked about people renaming themselves and renaming their entire bloodline to hide. I appreciated especially about the 48 states and different stuff. And as a person who is a reverse bloodline of these people, you know, just the opposite of what they are. Well, I was doing some personal study once a few years ago about my family. And I kept coming to this place where I could only find the top of the family and I could only find the bottom of the family. And something was wrong. There was a place in the middle that was missing. And what it was is these patriots were hiding from these very same tyrants. And we're talking English and Scotch and all these other tyrants. They were hiding from these tyrants. And so this game that we're talking about is very, very serious. It is so serious because some people, like myself, we can't give up our DNA. They'll find us. If we were the hidden patriots, if we were the hidden relatives of their enemies, and that's exactly what it is. That's what it comes down to in a lot of ways. And this orange and this pacer and this loop, they're all connected. It is huge, and it is bigger than big. It's so big that you just can't even believe how huge it is. It's huge, as our favorite Anon says. It's huge.
It's huge.
So there's real issues. It's huge.
It is.
There are real issues.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what. It's so scary at times because a person. I remember what you said Thursday or Friday. It was you said about, do you remember when you decided? And I remember personally myself saying, I have nothing to lose. And my other friend here says, I have nothing to lose. And the thing is, there's a reason why some people have nothing to lose. And that's because, some people have had it shown to them for several generations and several things. And you know what? The passing of my grandfathers on both sides of my family and the passing of my uncle really, I was really sad about all that. And I realized what they were talking about, but I wasn't really paying attention as a young man. I was trying to ignore it. And I'm not a young person. I am, a few years old. I may not live personally to see the end of this. But excuse me, but I am emotional for a reason. There is a real reason. It is so unbelievable that these people could plot a coup against our country. That's one thing. But how could somebody go so far as to plot this and continually to grow it over generation after generation and instill it in people? My grandfather was a participant in the Homestead Act, and he knew that other people, and he knew which ones that we've studied about were the crooks that were doing that, and those kinds of things. So this is real, people. People really need to understand that it is not going to it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. And some people have gotten away from this for years. The Mina thing and the 1993 storms and all the things that happened, the cocaine that flew in on jets over and over and over. All these things have really happened. And restoring General Flynn. and understanding that somebody might be a cooperative witness, and all these things that are continually in flux. You know, there's some very important stuff. We need to really, really understand the flavor of exactly what it is that's out there, because America and our children's children are at stake.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the call. I appreciate that, and I promise you that we are going to stay on them. They are not going to be able to hide from us, and we're going to get in there, and we're going to keep banging away until we watch all of their cabal systems crumble. That is what Anons are doing, and Anons around the world are bringing that strength, sir. And I would like to just say real quick that Matrixxx, you'll be able to hear him maybe give you a response on the air, because you can't hear him through here, and he wants to talk to you as well. But for me,
I have headphones on, so I can.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the call, and Matrixxx will talk to you here for a second.
Yeah, that was a really good call, and yes, the bloodlines are being disseminated. There are strings being cut. Yes, this is the biggest con that the world has ever seen. And you know, with our President Trump's executive order from 12/21, remember that's crimes against humanity, which this is a crime against humanity. And yes, also the trafficking and all that other stuff, but this is the biggest crime against humanity. And I think Shady mentioned to you on there that gold will bring it all down. Gold is going to bring it all down, guys.
Worldwide.
Yeah. So look, we you know, what I would like to say to you is, I think you might live to see a big change in this world. That to know that you will be leaving our children and their children and grandchildren and their, you know, and so on and so forth, a great place. And we're gonna keep fighting for it no matter what. We're gonna take these slings and these arrows. You know, Carly was doxxed because she's actually you know, over the target, right? She's changing the narrative. She's underneath Trump's tweets, and that's what we're doing. We're having this show so we can talk to great people like yourself, so we can talk to other people. We even get people here, you know, I hope so. You are, my friend, you are going to be, God bless you, and put on that armor of God, okay?
Every day.
Every day. Every day. And fight. Absolutely. Disclosure Library. Thank you. So
we got some amazing Patriots out there.
You got an amazing call. Yeah. You know what? If you want to do one more, I'm game.
All right, we're going to take one more call. We've got a caller who's been on the line for about 25 minutes. And just to let you guys know, we have received over 200 calls for the last 40 minutes.
But there's only 960 watching, so that's...
Hello?
Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, this is Thumper Rose.
Thumper Rose. Hey, how are you?
We love our Thumper.
I'm doing good. Man, I'm loving these calls. And I wanted to say happy birthday, Carly. And there's several things. When Q pointed out the Q MAGA people at the Grand Rapids thing, I think he was telling us to put it out. Put it out. Not in our little groups, not in our Discords. Put it out on social media and stand together. Because like Carly's being doxxed and Matrixxx being doxxed, I mean, they're trying to pick us off one at a time. And I'm like, no, we can stand against this. We need to be online, on the social media, standing up and saying we are united. And I believe we're the majority. And
I think so, too.
It's all been like the social media has been trended artificially in order to make us seem like we're alone or not with somebody else.
Well,
I love all my brothers.
Yes, and they're really just trying to intimidate us. This is a move to intimidate by picking a couple of people, and they, you know, we're also seeing that they're currently working on setting up fake accounts around good Q-oriented accounts to try to peel off viewers and readers. So that's looks like the next move in the their next weapon in the cache there. But Thumper, thanks so much for calling in.
Yes, and we need to stick together out there. I believe that most of this offense against us is artificial.
I agree.
Twitter and Facebook, they've been artificially doing this for years,
I mean, through the elections and everything, they talk about Russia, which is a whole crock, because they're the ones doing it. They're the ones trending us toward the socialism or the cartel. And I think we're on the cusp of actually defeating them. We just have to stick together. And love you guys. I'll let you go and catch some other callers.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Thumper Rose, calling in. Matrixx, that was pretty fun. It didn't.
That was fun.
You couldn't hear. Maybe we can figure out.
No, I can hear. They can't hear me, but Thumper
Rose. They
Rose.
couldn't hear you. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that was a great call, Thumper, and I do think you're right too. I think that we are the silent majority. It's time to be silent no more, guys, and that's why I'm not afraid of these people. Okay. I'm not afraid of these people. Adam Gingrich can drink his little cup with liquor in it and get all wasted, and the other guy could have his little shades on and do whatever. They might try to threaten me or whatever, but I'm ready. I'm ready to take the slings and the arrows. I'm sure it will just be verbal. That's what I hope. Because we're a peaceful. We're a peaceful movement, but we do believe in our Second Amendment. We do know how to protect ourselves, and we just got to keep our head on a swivel. And Carly, definitely get that to the Secret Service, or now that it's totally clean, because we just broke that here, that the Secret Service, the head of the Secret Service is gone. So I also want to know, you guys, if you guys like what we're doing, if you guys like these phone calls, if you guys like the content we're bringing you on Twitter, Shady Grooove on Twitter, with 3 O's, intheMatrixxx with 3 O's on Twitter. If you guys like what we're doing, we've got a Patreon. That's a monthly cup of coffee if you want to buy us a monthly cup of coffee. If you want to do the PayPal, you can do the PayPal. If you want to do snail mail, we can do snail mail. This is the social media. Get over here to QSN and get on this social media in case any one of us, gets down and loses our account. We've got those T-shirts that I was just showing you. In fact, by the way, this QSN, the Q Army Social Network T-shirt, look, it's not just T-shirt. There's tank tops, there's hoodies, there's cups, there's a sticker, there's all this stuff. There's women's cuts, men's cuts, the kids' cuts, classic kid pullover, intheMatrixxx.com on the front. And actually, this has been a great bestseller so far. This is the top seller right now. We've got some stickers. We've got Honk for Q, Dig Meme Pray. We got a cool coffee cup. Q sent me. We got a lot of cool stuff, and that's something to get louder and support the site as well. We do have the legal shield as well. If I do suggest Carly get that as well. Anybody that's having issues with the new with all the attacks and whatnot. So Shady, this has been an amazing time. Press 17 if you guys liked the call-in section. Let me know if you guys like that. And Shady, you know what? I think we're gonna be heading out because this was an amazing show, guys. This was an absolute amazing show. Shady,
I can't believe that worked.
We just got to figure out. Look at the 17s. Oh my gosh, the 17s are flying.
Spend your energy hiding my 17s.
Yeah, even the ones that they're hiding. Are they hiding everyone? No, not everyone.
Not everyone. They can't get everyone.
All right, so let's do Q17. Let's see what happens now.
I'm trying to unhide them.
Look at them all. They're all hidden, but we're still seeing a lot. So, we only have 923 watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the bell. And check often. They could unsubscribe you. Get over to Carly right now. Get over there to support her. She is, let me just say, what is she?
Q17's are rolling clean.
Yeah. Wait, let me just fix this real quick.
They're not blocking any of them.
There's Carly right there. Q17, there they are, not blocking. She's KBQ225, and she was retweeted by our friend James Woods and Devin Nunez. All right, so she's no joke. And then she gets a threatening letter. So Devin Nunez needs to follow up on that, in my opinion, too. Shady Grooove right now. Get over to Shady Grooove on Twitter and follow him right now. Shady is amazing. He's got a great perspective, and I just happen to like the guy. I don't know why. Obviously, get over to intheMatrixxx with 3 X's. But guys, we need to stick together. Get over to intheMatrixxx.com. Remember, we've got Q posts live. When Q starts posting, we'll have them. It's got search new to Q. Send your people over there, friends and family, to new to Q. Q posts. Boom. Look at this, guys. Look at this. There's no branding. There's no, headers on top that would usurp a Q post. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Q's board. These are his writings, nobody else's. There's no titles. And that I'm very proud of that. I think
and
that's
all the links
thing.
are will take you right to the articles Q was trying to point to, and as well as the Twitter accounts that Q has pointed to.
And it will also take you to the original post.
On the
there it is.
In the original bread. So that's one thing. Maybe people that want to do a little bit more deeper research here. What you can do is you can click on the little link there, and it will take you to the bread or the thread on 8chan where that post was dropped. And then you can see within that right there, he's showing you all the comments to Q from the boards. So you can look through what else happened in that particular conversation, right? To every single post.
But be careful over there.
Go at your own risk, and I would recommend securing the old PC before you go.
Right? Yeah, definitely get a VPN. Protect yourself. So, Shady, with that, do we have any final thoughts? I've kind of put a bunch of things here. I'm trying to find our outro pick.
You find her?
I found her. Get her.
I've got so much love for these guys, Matrixxx. I had a wonderful time joining you here, and I really enjoyed getting some outside people to call in. And we're going to, if people have something to say to Matrixxx and I, well, we give you a phone number. Don't hesitate to call. And you know who I'm talking to out there.
610-756-8643. Don't forget it. That's the direct line into the Q Lounge, 610 Q Lounge. Shady, this was a great addition. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, man. And let's bounce through this thing.
All right, guys. So this might hurt a little bit. We're gonna actually head out of this.
Feel a squeezing action.
Wait, okay, yeah, it does hurt. I'm sorry, I just dropped some. So yeah, we're gonna be getting out of here. It's awesome. We've got make tall shirts available on Teespring. I don't know if we can. I try to pick everything. You have to talk to Teespring on that. But guys, I tell you, thank you very much for your support. We've got the PayPal, we've got the Patreon, and yes, we've got the Teespring store. But we don't get funding like MSNPC. We don't get funding like MAGA Coalition to go attack people that are trying to make a living. If the market doesn't like it, the market won't support it. Period. We won't do it anymore. But thanks to you guys and your support, we're here. And we're decoding, and we're going forward, and we're all MAGA 2020. Thank you guys very, very much. And with that, we're taking it out of this Matrix. intheMatrixx with 3x's.com. At Shady Grooove with 3 O's on Twitter. At intheMatrixx with 3 X's on Twitter. intheMatrixx.com/Q posts. Don't forget our Q Army social network. We love you guys. Thank you. Much love. Peace out. Let's go.